Yo, yo, we're back. Just a little slight problem, but we're back now. How's everyone doing? We good? Just having a few technical problems, but we're here now, and we are ready for quali. So if you are in the live and you do not follow the scout, make sure to do so. It's a big help as we get bigger and bigger every week. Uh, the more followers, the better for the league and for the channel. GSR must have like easy win. We shall find out, eh? I'm assuming you know him. Anyways, how are we doing, Ted? You excited for tier one later? Yeah, yeah, nice one. Very good driver. I'm excited then. I'm excited to see him. Got 18. Trying to check if there's any reserves. I hope not. Looks like we have Lily stepping in the V carb for now. Looks like both V carb full-time drivers have not turned up, which is not ideal. So we do have what looks like Lily stepping in as a reserve. So Lily opting to do both races, tier one and tier two, once again, like she did last week. Obviously, last week was a sprint, so it was a lot more physically demanding, I'd say. Imola being quite a long race as well. Well, saying that Spain's 33 laps plus qualifying, so it's a lot of laps to do. I think, there we go, we've got Matt, so we've got the other V carbon. Alright, ready to get going. Unfortunately, we do only have one Ferrari in this race as well, due to a man called Willie not turning up. For the best, at least I don't have to read out his name. We've got two full timers not turning up today, so assuming they'll not be here for long as we load in to short quali, so obviously 18 minutes. You get 3 sets of softs. So we'll see if the drivers keep a set for the race. Normally, I'd say this could be a one-stop, but we'll see. That could be completely off, and it could be a two-stop because the tyre does seem to be pretty bad around Circuit Catalunya. So I guess we'll find out when the drivers get underway for the main race. Obviously, like always, we're going to spectate the first driver who comes out for their first flying lap. Drivers are selecting themselves. There's got a few drivers coming out now. Doing something. Looks like, I think it's the same as last week. I think Lily was our first driver out. Lily stepping in the B car as a reserve, of course. Looks like Alan had a few connection issues, but he's back in now. I'm excited for this track. It should be a good race throughout. Obviously, strategy plays into it a lot as well. It's a very difficult track as well, so this will test the drivers. As we see Lily come around the final complex in a turn 14 as she comes to the line to start her lap. It's 11th ring up in lap 30. Into turn 1, try and stay as left as you can, swing it into the inside apex, set yourself up nicely for the second one. Into turn 3, nice long flat out corner, set you up nice for Repsol at turn 4. It's a very tricky corner not to hit the grass on the inside, obviously it's so close to the curb. We try and swing it into turn 5. Seems like a little bit of a lock up for Lily. As we go up the crest, into turn 7. A little bit wide on entry, a little bit of a snap on the exit. As we run to turn 9, another flat out right hander. The front left tyre does take a beating through this track, so the drivers will have to take care of their tyre temps throughout the lap. Into turn 10. Obviously refurbished within the last few years. A lot more open corner. Into turn 12. Try and keep the car nice and steady. Use all of the track if possible. Into the very tricky turn 13. As we set ourselves up for the DRS straight through turn 14. What's it going to be for Lily? It's going to be a 15-1. As we look behind to the Mercedes, Jonathan goes P1 with a 13.8. Albon Lover goes with a 13.5. Okay, that's a very good lap from the Mercedes. 12.9. That is incredible pace. His Ninja sets a 12.9. Very close between them two at the top. So that is Dom in the reserve of the Mercedes. I wasn't too sure who it was, but there we go, it's Dom. You can see he's actually go P3 with a 13 flat. That's a nice lap indeed. I'm going to try and find someone else on the lap. We've got Mitchell. Goes across the line with a 12.8, settled himself up nicely with provisional pole. The new full-time driver, showing his pace. You just see Gert in sector 1. So we'll run on board. I think Matt's just started up his lap as well. Got a car up ahead. Hopefully we get out of the way if they're not on the lap. Whoa. Get out of the way, Williams. I don't know if you're on a lap or not. I don't think you are. Oh, that's impeding. And he said he's got damage. Yeah, that was not great from the Williams, I must say. There's a Sauber's DNF'd as well and left. That's not great, but it's clear impeding from the Williams. I have to check who it was. I think it was some bloke, 843, who's done that, unfortunately for him. I think that's Kempo. So, I think that'll be looked at by the stewards. Very unfortunate for the Haas. As we see, pretty sure this is Frosty. It's hard to link the names, but I'm pretty sure this is Frosty going into turn 13. To the line, what's it going to be for McLaren? It's going to be a 14.2, puts him into P7, not a bad lap time. As Matt starts his lap, I'm assuming, into turn 1. As we see, Ninja set a 12.5. What a lap from the Aston Martin driver. Chasing the championship lead off, who was currently P5 Albon lover. There's about a second in between them as well. Ninja has great quality pace. Let's see this time if he can translate it into race pace. So you see Matt in sector 2 now. With a helping hand of DRS into turn 10. With a Mercedes pairing. Very high up, both of them. Both in the top 3. Both on the chase for pole, I would have thought, with 11 minutes left to go in the session. As Matt rounds the final corner, looks like a decent lap from him. Puts in P10 with a 14.5. As we have Ski on a lap. No, he's not. Oh, that was close to the pit lane. The pit wall, sorry. Obviously, it's a tricky pit entry. A lot of drivers will probably fall victim to the pit wall. This is like a little bump that sends you a little bit wide. That was very close. Alpine nearly DNFing from qualifying. As Albon never starts his lap, so let's run on board. As he goes around turn 3, try to stay off the grass on the inside. Looks like he has. Use a bit of battery down into turn number 4. As you can see, he gets towards the left-hand curve and swings it in nicely. The car sticks down the hill into turn 5. Ski for the win. We've got a Ski fan in the chat. Nice to see. As we run now up the hill into turn 7 and 8. Trying to avoid the sausage curve as it can't spin you around. As we look to turn 9, looks like he's got it through nicely. DRS into turn 10. This could be a good overtaking spot in the race. Through the left hand kick of turn 11, swing it into turn 12. Try and carry as much speed through as it sets you up for a lovely exit. Down at turn 13, try and clip the curve on the inside if you can. Same with turn 14. Looks like he's got a lot of battery to the line, so this is looking like a pretty good lap. So puts another 13.4 improves by about 300ths of a second, as Dom sets at 12.6, so that puts him within 1/10 of pole position right now. As Zenzi goes P3 with a 12.7. Got a lot of laps flying in now. Don't think Jonathan's on lap in P6. We have Jay Marsh 6/10 up in his time, going into the final sector. So let's see how he finishes the lap here. Stepping in as a reserve for the Aston Martin team, who are currently top of the constructors. So he puts himself into P8 with a 13.9. See Lily off the track. Oh, she doesn't stop on track. This could be a disqualification. Lily, move. Lily, please move. There we go. I think he's just letting all the cars through. Doing the opposite of what the Williams did earlier. So we have Elliott in the McLaren, setting his first lap of the day. Round in turn 9 with the DRS now. He's got a Mercedes hot on his tail. Of Mitchell, who was also, I don't think he's on a lap actually, so should be okay. Oh, is he on a lap? Now he comes in the pits as we see Elliott to the line, a little bit of DRS before the line, puts him P15 with a 15.1. Look towards the Red Bull of Palex, who looks to be about half a second up on his time. Going into the last sector. A little bit of a snap. So Billy, how are we? As he rounds the final corner. A little bit of a curve on the exit. To the line, it's going to be P5 for Palex, 13.1. That's a respectable lap time from the Red Bull. As we look towards Ski, who's just started his lap. Obviously chasing our championship lead. As the Haas gets out of the way nicely. As we climb up the hill once again into turn 7. Looks like he's done that very nicely on the limit. As we go through turn 9, try and take a little bit of the inside curb to help the rotation. As we have DRS now enabled until turn 10. Quite a heavy braking zone. You need to try and roll the car through, try and stay as right as possible. Just swing it in to turn 12. As we head towards the final complex of this revamped Barcelona track. The line used all of his battery and has P4 for Ski. It's a good lap, about 2/10 off Ninjas, who was set in P1. So we have Frosty, I don't think he's on a lap, considering his ERS is full. We have Gert on a lap in the Haas. This will be the mid part of qualifying, so drivers will have enough time to get another run. So it is not the end of the world if we do not improve this lap. As we see Gert a little bit down in his time at the end, so he doesn't improve. So we have Marsh retiring in the pits. It's not ideal, as the driver is now in P10. We've got Jonathan, the newly promoted full-time driver, starting his lap. Or is he? No, it's 2 seconds down. We've got Kimi Antonelli fan in the chat telling Ski to lock in. Let's see if he does lock in towards the end. We see Alan round the final corner, obviously Ski's teammate. To the line, what's it going to be? It's going to be a 13.9, which puts him into P10. So every driver now setting a lap, except from JSR Musty Flip, who retired earlier on. I'm going to try and look around to see if anybody's on a lap. I don't think. Yeah, we've got Mitchell, who sets a purple sector 1. So this man could be a fully blown challenger for the pole position. Obviously this man really impressed last week as a reserve for Mercedes, and he's been given the call up. got some solid points around Imola as he looks to build on it. You can see him managing his battery a little bit, harvesting in turn 12. I wonder if Mitchell could get another lap in. Possibly, if he gets around as quick as possible. I think this could be Mitchell's final run of qualifying. To the line, what's it going to be? He's going to go quickest with a 12.2. That's a very good lap from the new Mercedes driver. 3/10 ahead of Ninjas. So we see Senzi just down in his time in the second sector. As we see Sauber around the final two corners of the track. Showing some solid pace. The reserve is indeed to the line. What's it going to be? He's not going to improve. He's going to lose about half a tenth, unfortunately. Jonathan was up on his time and has gone wide into the gravel, as you can see. Bit of debris on his tyres. Don't think he's on a lap now. Darcel Hume will run on board before the final runs. Down in P15, the Haas driver. He's about 2/10 up in the first sector, so see if he can improve on his 14.9. Oh, that's a massive snap. On the exit of turn 7. DRS enabled now into turn 10. As you can see, that snaps cost him about half a second. That's not ideal. I think he may return to the pits at the end of this lap to put on some new tyres. As you can see, I'm in none on his ARS deployment. And he's going to take the final corner. So I wonder if he's going to start another lap. Let's hope he has enough fuel to do so. I don't think he is going to get another lap in though. So we're going to look forward to the battle for pole. We have Ninjas on an out lap. Getting out of the way. We have a few cars who are on a lap right now. Ninja's a pole challenger for definite. As F1 Gav's joined. Maybe just step in the Ferrari, I would have thought. Cheeky emergency reserve. We see Ninjas round the final corner. Just start his final flying lap of qualifying. Down the pit straight. DRS, a lot of ERS usage. Oh, he's gone very deep at turn 1. He's locked up into the gravel, so that is going to be him done. Huge mistake from the Aston Martin. Which will break himself. We're going to look towards Dom. He's on his out. We'll run on board with Alex, who was a little bit up in his time. Little bit of a bottle from the Aston Martin, but not to worry. He's currently sat in P2. I think you'll take that any day. As the Sauber Zenzi retires in the pit lane, I would have thought. Yes, he does. A lot of ERS already used by the Red Bull, as you see, about a tenth up, so not too bad so far. Into the final sector, rounding turn number 12. A little bit of a snap of oversteer on the exit. Looks tidy though, as he rounds the final corner. Obviously in a race, this track absolutely eats your front left tyre, as Palex improves by about half a tenth. Stays in P6 though. We do have Albon Lover about half a tenth up, so we will indeed run on board, as Dom has just started his lap in the Mercedes, so we will run on board once this Williams lap is done. As we see him absolutely on the limit, losing the rear a little bit on the exit of turn number 7. May have cost him a tenth or two as we look at his time. He's about 2/10 up. As we see, a few cars already finished. We've got Frosty, we've got Jonathan, HA Father, and Sunbloke. Obviously, Gav has stepped in the Ferrari for the race, so he's going to be at the back. As we see, the championship leader around the final corner. What's it going to be? It's going to be an improvement of 4/10. Oh, he's 1,000th of a second off the Red Bull. That's extremely close. The ski's in the gravel, so I don't think he's going to get another lap in. We look towards Dom, who's on a lap. About 4 tenths, 3.5 tenths off his teammate as he dives into the pits. So that is him done as he's hit the pit wall. I think a lot of drivers are going to be doing that as we watch the current provisional pole sitter, which is looking to be the pole sitter as he rounds the final corner. What's it going to be? Has he improved on his lap? He has not, but I think that is it as we see the Aston Martin peel into the pits. So here is your pole sitter, new full-time driver Mitchell in the Mercedes, has the big call up, sticks it right on pole. It's like incredible pace from Mitchell with a 12.2. Hello Gibby, how you doing? So that is your grid on the left hand side for this race around the Circuit de Catalunya. Nice to hear, Gibby. I am doing just fine. Looking forward to some racing tonight around a nice demanding track. So both Mercedes starting very high up. So that's excellent for the Constructors' Championship push. Obviously, Gav stepping in as a reserve in the Ferrari team. Very last minute, but we do appreciate that, Mr. Gav. So there is your grid. Gonna look toward the rear end as well. As we get ready for the race. Obviously, about 33 laps. So we will see if it turns into either a one-stop or a two-stop. It's very annoying. Drivers are setting the strategies, having a little break before we head into 33 laps. Obviously, Tier 1 straight after this. We're going to start quali at about 9 o'clock. I'll let you know when we're about to start. Obviously, no formation lap, so we just jump straight in. Just waiting on about seven drivers. Probably start up around 2 minutes time. Everyone looking forward to this, eh? Should be getting started up soon. Just waiting on a few. Race started 22, so approximately would have thought about 30 seconds. So cheeky 5 minute break before we head in to a long, grueling race for the drivers. Obviously, track limits could prove quite difficult around here as well. A few corners where you can go a little bit wide. So we'll keep an eye on penalties if there is any. Hopefully not, but Here we go. To 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix of Tier 2. Lights out and we are underway. Looks like Mitchell gets a good start. For some reason I cannot. There we go. So we can now see. Whoa, a little bit close between ninjas. I need to get this on, sorry. I missed a bit of the start. Oh, so we see a lot of drivers go wide. Looks like Ninja's gone wide again. As he dropped all the way back. I've missed a lot of action. Ninjas with a terrible start once again. Maybe got pushed wide and not too sure. Oh, there's the championship leaders round as well. Oh, the championship leaders into the wall. The top two of the championship, both all the way at the back. That is a very crucial start. Ooh, as we see that Frosty get a little bit squirrely next to Ski. Oh, so we see the Williams go wide, the McLaren, sorry, go wide again. We see a few cars off and the gravel at the back. Mitchell settling in nicely as we see the Sauber make a move into P3. So we see them. Oh, we've got F1 Gav round. I think that's turn number 10. A few incidents to start off. Got Max backing out there as we look down towards the main straight. A little bit of coverage on lap 1 as we move forward into lap 2. See, we've got a few battles in our hands. Almost Alex just hits the back of Frosty. That's not going to help him at all. Mitchell already with a 1.5 second gap out front. Alan comes in for a wing change, so he must have got caught up in an incident. Obviously, see a mixed tyre selection. We've got drivers on every single compound, every dry compound I must say. Top 5 all on mediums. We've got Palix on the hards, P7 and 8 on the medium. Ninjas is making moves. Madge, there was a bit of carnage. We had Gav round, the championship leader round, who's down in P17. We had Ninjas round at turn 1, or turn 3, sorry. Alan got wing damage. Mitchell's got quite a big lead. No tickets. I mean, just off last week, I'm not expecting any, to be fair, as we round the final corner. So I look towards P2 and 3. I think we've got a move coming. Oh, it's the Sauber's round. The reserve driver has spun. Ski just shuts the door on the inside. If we're going to look towards the back, we've got the Half-Father making a move on Matt for P13. As Ninja's also got the move done on Dastar Humour. Ooh, as we see Sauber and an Aston side by side. Through turn 4, looks like nice and clean. Ooh, as the Aston looks to the inside. A lot of battling going on. Alex is our first driver to fall victim to the track limits of the track. Picks himself up a 3-second time penalty. Look towards Ninjas on the soft tyres, obviously. Ooh, as we got Palix round. I think Palix has had a little bit of spin into turn 11. As Ninjas moves back up into P10. We've got Jonathan right on the back. We have the Aston of J Marsh. Looks like he's going to get a good run with the DRS. Have a look. Looks like battery usage kind of benefited him as we see the Sauber swap. Those Ninjas and Alex are getting close. Ooh, this is going to be very close going into turn 4. Alex will look for the outside, he is. Make a little bit of contact, and Palix just clips the grass, keeps it straight though. The Sauber's now closing up to the back of Frosty. But Ninjas and Palix gets close again. Looks like Ninjas is still ahead. Feisty battle going on here as we look towards the Sauber with the DRS open as he chases down the McLaren. So we're going to have a look at the position changes for the start of this race. As you can see, the Sauber up 14 places. Started P19, he's up in P5. That's an incredible start. As we see, Frosty up 5 places. We've got Ski up 3. We've got J Marsh up 4. Gert up 4 as we see him run wide. Ninja's down 8, of course, after his lap 1 incident. As we've got a change for P4. We've got Sauber getting another place. 15 places gained. Incredible race pace. As we see J Marsh get overtaken by the Red Bull. As we see Gert go wide. A lot of drivers going wide. I'm going to flip back the tyres. Where are we at? Got a little battle going for P4 course. Let's look back towards Matt and Del Salafima. Lead out front, 2.5 seconds. We've got the Mitchell's Mercedes teammate on the back of Ski for that battle for P2, so we will have to run on board eventually with that. So you see Ninjas get past Gert, another overtake on the softs by the Aston Martin driver. Maybe driving angry. His luck so far this season with lap 1 has not been good. As we see Albon Lover make a move around the outside. Can he get it done? Oh, Matt. Oh, as Matt spins. Now, I don't think they made contact. I think Matt just spun on his own. As Palix gets past Gert, I think Gert ran wide. As we see the Sauber of Genzi and Frosty getting close, a little bit of contact. They do keep it in a straight line though. Oh! Who's that? Oh, it's a Williams. It's Kempo. I thought it was one of the race leaders. 3 seconds out front. As we see Frosty go for a move on Genzi. He's getting feisty as we see that car get out of the way with the blue flags. Oh, that's a massive hit! As Frosty goes into the gravel. That is absolutely... Oh my goodness! It's carnage! Is that Ninjas? Ninjas is off into the barrier as well. I don't know if they made contact whether be ghosted, but that could have affected Ninjas in a big way. Seeing the car spun round, he might have got out of the way to take avoiding action. But that is not ideal at all for Ninjas, so you can see heavy damage to his front wing. Oh, as we got Dasalhuma around at turn number 10. We'll see, change for P2. We look down towards the main straight. I missed that with all the cars behind. As we see the Alpine of Ski keep that position actually, he was on P2 before. But the gap out front, Mitchell settling in lovely, about 4.5, coming up to 4.5 seconds. As Palix gets his second track limit penalty of the day, up to 6 seconds now. Going to look towards Gav and Lilly, both reserve drivers. Gav is right on the back of the Racing Bulls. Lilly runs a little bit wide. Can Gav get the inside? Going into turn 4, looks like he does. As Lilly backs out. That's a Ferrari go. So we have a yellow flag. Who's this? I think Kempo is round once again. Running down in P20. So we look towards this battle for P2. Heating up a little bit. The Mercedes been in DRS for most of this race, if not the whole race. We go on to lap 8. As we see a McLaren round, turn 7. Got a change. We have the Aston getting ahead of Jonathan as we look towards turn number 1. Mercedes can't get the move done quite just yet. I think the McLaren of Elliott has just ran wide on the exit of turn number 9. Got a change For the Red Bulls, we've got Pallex getting past Jonathan. Got Alban Lover right in the back of Frosty. Championship lead obviously getting caught up in an incident at turn number 3. Have Matt getting a move done. Oh, a little bit of contact, a little bit of squeezing from the McLaren. Is Alban Lover going to go for a little move? Down into turn 5, not quite, a little bit of contact, but we get through into turn number 7 and 8. Through turn 9, as you can see, the McLaren harvesting the dirt, yeah, affecting the Williams massively as he gets a terrible exit. Going into turn 10, so that is not going to change just yet. So we see the Mercedes, we've got a little bit of a squirm. Maybe the tyres just starting to get a bit worn on that Alpine out in front. The Mercedes with the DRS, can you get the move done? Down into turn 1, we do see McLaren up ahead, but I don't think that will affect this. As we see them go side by side, and the Mercedes gets a move done. It is now a Mercedes 1-2 in this race. See if Ski can stay on the back. Looks like he's just dropped back a little bit as we see Pallex getting ahead of J Marsh. Oof, I think he's fine. Yeah, that was just a little bit of an internet glitch. We are fine. Frosty stays ahead of Alban Lover as Lily comes into the pits off of soft tyres. Alban Lover right in the back of Frosty. Going into turn number 5. Oh, he hits the back. Let's hope he doesn't get damaged there, but looks like he just outbraked himself. As I think Pallex had a little bit of an incident there, as he dropped a few places. I'm going to stick with these two as this battle is heating up. The Sauber of JSR Musty Flick has caught up to that battle for P2 after starting P19, so we could be looking at a potential race winner if he keeps up this pace. See if Alban Lover can maybe get a move done. Doesn't look like it though. Alex is going slowly. I wonder if he's got a bit of damage to that front wing. Can't really get a good look. I don't think he does. Oh. Ski and the Mercedes getting close into turn 1. The space is given. This is lovely racing to watch. Ski does get back up into P2. As Jonathan gets out of J Marsh with the DRS. Going into turn number 1, of course. Alban Lover does get the move done on Frosty as he moves up into P10, about a second off Pallex in front. So we see this getting very close. Going into turn number 7, can the Sauber get a double move? Can he get the double pass? It's very close, the side by side. The Sauber does get the double move done. What a move from the reserve driver in his first race in Slipstream Tier 2. As he goes from P19 into P2 very quickly in this race, only 10 laps in. Some excellent pace in them hard tyres. What we've seen so far, because he gets a double move. That could be overtake of the season so far in Tier 2. As he looks to pull away from Ski and Dom. Oh, we have Pallex who's spun round. As he rejoins onto the track. Didn't see if there's any contact. Don't think there was. As we see Chesney into the pits. I'm saying Chesney, I literally don't know how to say that name. Get off the mediums. We got Alban Lover coming into the pits as well. Championship leader, of course, and the Williams. I'm going to look towards this little battle for P2, still going. The Alpine's tyres are going to be a lot worse than the Saubers, you would have thought. Alban Lover fits the hards. Maybe to the end, maybe not. I'm not too sure. But this is going to be a one-stop. There's still 22 laps to go. Oh! As the Alpine runs wide, can the Mercedes capitalise? I don't think he will. He doesn't, but that's lost the Alpine a heap of time to the car in front. It looks like he's not even going to get DRS down the pit straight. So, would he look to jump in the pits maybe? To not lose too much time? We'll see. Looks like he's going around a lot. He's going to stay out. There's the Mercedes right on the back of him. Obviously no DRS for the Alpine. This is going to be a pretty smooth sailing overtake. So going to turn 1, he's got the outside line. The Alpine forcing him wide. Oh, as he just runs off the track, maybe went for a gap that wasn't there. And the Mercedes does get the move done. So it's now Mercedes 1-1-3. As we look back towards that Dark Humor Ninjas, I think Ninjas just got the move done. And then newer medium tyres. Let's look towards the Sauber. Some DRS on Gav into turn 1. Nice and tidy overtake from the Sauber. As we see, Matt gets a move done on HA Father. Alex just in behind on them worn hards after a few trips to the gravel. You see the Ferrari go for the inside line. Looks to be the quicker line through there, as he just has to settle in behind. Oh, as Palex gets right on the back. Oh, a massive snap from Matt on the exit of turn 4. Oh, and Palex has spun around. Spalex. Spinella for the Red Bull. Oh, as he spun around again. I'm going to stop spectating him, just to make him feel a bit better. So he's locked the race a few times. That's unfortunate for the Red Bull driver, who was running P5 once in this race. His Dom set puts on the softs. Interesting strategy call. I mean, we did see, I think it was Lily who did 8 laps on the softs. So they can do quite a lot of laps. As he will probably look to jump on the hards later on. As we see Gert in the Haas into the pit lane. They fit the hards. So we go, look around, see who's close. Half farther right on the back of Matt. Can't get the move done. Strategy is going to play a big part in this race, as we see. Obviously, Dom pitting the soft, so he needs to pit again. I'm not too sure if the hards are going to make 20 odd laps, but we shall find out. So that gap now is just down to about 6.4 seconds in the lead. Let's see if the Sauber can make any inroads, as we do see Ski get a 3-second penalty for track limits on the exit of turn number 9. So have a yellow flag. I think it's the half father who's had a little bit of a venture into the grass, as we see Albon over right on the back of Matt with the DRS now. Can he get the move done into turn number 10? He has the outside line. Can he outbrake him? Looks like nice and clean, as the Williams does move up into P10 ahead of the V-Carb. So we see a move. Dom moving up into P4 on them soft tyres. Gav still out on them hards, as we see Frosty come in for a new set of hard tyres. Ninjas and Albon are getting close. This is going to be interesting. Ninjas does have DRS. These two obviously getting caught up in incidents of their turn number 3, sorry, in the first lap. Dropping down quite a lot, as that shows the gap between P1 and P2. That's down to 5 seconds, so that Sauber is showing some incredible pace so far in this race. Obviously starting P19 up to P2, we're now chasing down the race leader, as we do see a move. Can the Mercedes of Dom get ahead of Jonathan? Yes, he can. He moves up into P3, gap about 22 seconds to the Sauber, as I think we saw a Ferrari car round. I think it was Gav. Just had a little bit of a spin. Ski isn't winning, it's rigged. Do see a few yellow flags in sector 2, I'm not too sure what's going on. Screen now as you look to the DRS straight. Is Albon going to give this up? Obviously this is the top 2 in the championship. Albon squeeze him to the inside a little bit, but the Aston does get the move done into turn 1. The Williams tries to fight, but did not really have the grip on them hards to make any challenge. So Ninjas does move up in the P9 as we look towards Ski on chasing down the Red Bull of Jonathan. As you can see, Dom just a few seconds up the road on the soft tyres. Can Ski get a move done with the DRS? It's going to be a very risky move if he does make it, and he doesn't. You see Campbell, but a little bit of a love tap on the rear for the Red Bull. The Alpine trying to force his way through into turn 13. Oh, side by side through there is very risky indeed. Still side by side into the final corner. They do make it, to be fair. That's a great overtake from the Alpine, as both of the drivers get DRS. Of course, as the lap Williams is in the way. The Red Bull looks to the inside but can't get the move done, and Ski moves up into P4. As we see yellow flag again at turn 10. As we see Matt peel into the pits to get rid of them mediums. He could probably go at the end, I would have thought. About 17 laps on them hards. So one sub definitely is possible, as proven by a few drivers still out on their mediums. 16 laps now into the race. Mitchell, that gap, as Mitchell does peel into the pits. That gap got down to 3 seconds though. This Sauber has got some incredible pace. Ted was not lying when he said this. I'm assuming Mitchell will set the hard tyres to the end. See if he comes out ahead of his teammate. He should, by a convincing margin. His teammate rounds the final corner. Obviously he's in the soft, so he's going to have to box again. There's going to be very close between the two teammates, as I think Mitchell is going to get out ahead, as you can see him into turn 1. He's got a nice little gap there to build on. Obviously on the new hards, so take a few corners to warm up, but she'll warm up pretty quickly around here. As Lily is on the back of the Red Bull. As we see a few drivers into the pits. We've got Jay Marsh and Jonathan, both boxing for the new hards. Looks like Lily's just lost the DRS. Somewhat on Palex. I think she's just lost it, unfortunately. Have a glance, see if there's any battles going on. We've got Albon Lover still on the back of Ninjas, so Ninjas hasn't really had pulled away from the Williams. This battle is probably heat up. Oh, this Ninjas goes into the grass a little bit, loses them a bunch of time. As we see the race leader now peel into the pits in the Sauber. Pretty early to get rid of them odds. Obviously tyre wear could be the deciding factor in that strategy. He does jump on at the mediums. Oh, as Albon Lover brakes quite late, nearly hits the back of the Aston. See Frosty pick up a track limit penalty. He's going to watch his battle all the way down the DRS straight. See if Albon Lover can get the move done. Championship leader in P2 in the standings. Battling for P7. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy move for the Williams. Into turn 1, gets it done with the DRS. As he looks forward towards the Ferrari of F1 Gav. And obviously stepping in as an emergency reserve. As Palex jumps into the pits to get off them hards. After there's a couple of spins in this race, unfortunately for him. So I'm going to look towards Albon Lover and Gav. Gav running P6, obviously yet to pit. As Mitchell sets the fastest lap on the race. On them new hards, 14.9. Mitchell showed some great pace in this race so far. I think we had a cheeky V-carb spinning off sector 1. Oh, is Albon Lover going to look to the inside? That's a very risky move. And he does get it done, but that was very risky to say the least. As Ninjas has a good run. Obviously the Williams compromising his own exit by going for that move. Ninjas down into turn 1. Can he get the move done on the Williams? He's not going to give each other any room. As you can see, it's very clean race, a little bit of a tap on the front wing of the Aston, but the Williams does keep the place just about, but that was very close. Obviously the Williams went for the risky move on the Ferrari of Gav. As we see a move, the Sauber of Musty Flick moves into P2 as he looks towards Mitchell. Obviously, I think this gap will shrink pretty darn quick. Obviously, on the fresh mediums, his pace this race has been absolutely outstanding. As he sets a fastest lap with a 14.7. Is the Mercedes going to make any inroads? You would have thought he'd hold him up a little bit, considering his teammates just up the road. But nonetheless, we look towards this battle once again. This battle getting very interesting indeed as Ninja's good comes into the pits. Very change of tyres as he locks up to the line. See what tyres he goes on to. Looks like the hards. And it is. Hards to the end. So the Arsenal gets held up a little bit as well. I think that might have been Gav out in front. I'm not too sure what's going on with Ninja's camera. Got any battles on track? Doesn't look like it, to be fair. Still, we are just going to run with the Sauber in P2. As we see him lapping a Ferrari, I think that's the half-father. He will get a dose DRS as well, which is absolutely crucial in his chase for P1. J Marsh unfortunately left the session up in P9, so I have to get him back in as soon as possible. I don't have him added, so I think Ferrer will have to get him back in. So we're on lap 21 out of 33. Drivers mostly in their final stint. Obviously drivers like Dom, I'd say maybe probably the Sauber and Albon lover will have to come in again, considering we've already done 10 laps and there's still 12 to go. Palex picks up another penalty for track limits. Pretty dismal afternoon for the Red Bull driver, unfortunately, with a few spins here and there. He was running pretty nicely in P5. So Joe, yeah, this race is going to spice up indeed. I feel like the Sauber and the Mercedes are going to have a big fight at the top. As we see, Albon will have a pick up a 3-second penalty. As we see the Mercedes into the pits to get off them soft tyres. Look at the gap, it's just shrinking. Oh, he does go wide actually. Spaller's race good. I'm not doing too bad, Joe. Hope you're well as well. The race is going pretty well. Like it settled down a lot. The first 5 laps were pretty interesting. There's a few incidents here and there, but it's expected when there's 20 cars on track. Strategy's playing a lot into it. We've got a few drivers opting for the softs throughout this race. A few lap cars just in the way of the Sauber. So you see Dazahima get past Lily. I think over the 2 drivers, just ahead of the Sauber. J Moss gets back in to the lobby, which is good to see. Oh no, it was Ninja's round. Oh, Ninja's into the gravel. Oh, he needs to be careful. P2 in the championship has had a pretty disappointing race. A few ventures into the gravel, a few spins. On the fresh hards, spinning around is not going to do them any favour. See the Red Bull on the back of Gert now. Gert running pretty decently in P6. On some semi-old hard tyres. Ooh, a little bit of a snap sends the Red Bull driver wide. He will have the DRS advantage going down the main straight though. Yeah, this battle for the lead's going to be interesting. I don't think Mitchell's going to give it up. As you see, a bit of weaving from the Haas, he makes a few moves. Jonathan has to take avoiding action onto the grass. But he does get the move done. Up into P6. for the full-time debutante. We are now going to look towards the battle for the lead. Gap now 1.4, Mitchell's going to have his heart in his mouth. See Gers down in P7 just drops back a little bit off the Red Bull after that move was done. This Sauber's race pace has been unbelievable. Yes. Look at the position change, look where he started down in P19. He's all the way up in P2 fighting for the lead. He'll have a few battles looking likely soon. Obviously, I think Sauber's just going to get some DRS. Mitchell's going to hope he has DRS on the straight. Everything's gone off. There we go. Does Mitchell have DRS? He doesn't. Oh, so we are going to see the Sauber close in pretty rapidly now. So I think we had a McLaren off in the back around sector 1. Gap very close. See Matt and Palex close on the track. And look back towards the lead. So 6/10, obviously a few lap cars getting involved. Mitchell's going to want to stick behind and get some DRS, leading up to turn 10. That could affect him as the Sauber closes right in. About half a second now. Obviously track limits could play into this if the drivers have picked up any warning so far. So Mitchell is going to have some DRS advantage going into turn 10, so that will preserve his lead for a little bit. We've got 8 laps to go. I must say the Sauber's tyres are going to be pretty done towards the end, I would say. But his focus is just getting into the lead and managing his tyres. As we see the Sauber around the final corner, Mitchell's saving battery. I wonder if he's ran out of battery actually. As we see the driver who started in P19 sweep into the lead. What a drive so far. The positions gained for the Sauber has been 18. I've never seen in a long time a driver start P19 and go on to win. There's 7 laps left. So he's done it in 26 laps. He's basically done last to first. Yeah, we do have a driver on our hands. Going back towards Albon and Frost are getting close. Oh, as we see Albon, the championship leader, spin round. Down in P10. Just caught that. He only loses 1 position, but loses a heap of time. As you see, Gerd box. Oh, his Ninja's even goes from bad to worse as he speeds in the pits. Very disappointing race for the Aston Martin. Yeah, he's very quick. Very quick. Still time though. Still time. I believe in Mitchell. He's got a lot of good pace on him. Obviously, we'll have the better tyres towards the end of the thought. Steve's probably thinking, where the hell's he come from? He hasn't saw him all race or in quali. Literally, the man out in front literally retired from qualifying to start last. So the Mercedes wouldn't have had an absolute clue that he was there up until he saw him in his rear mirror. As the grid seems very spaced out right now. Oh, so we got a car off in the back. I think it's a Red Bull of Palex. Yeah, Palex has spun again. Turn 7-8. Down in P13, we're just going to have a look at the penalties. He's got a few 3 seconds, got ninjas with a 10 seconds, so his race is over, let's say, with 6 laps to go. See Palex with 9 seconds. Also, see Matt off ahead. So we are going to see the Red Bull of Pat. He's round again. Out of courtesy, I'm going to stop spectating. As we don't want to make these drivers' lives absolute misery. He's going to run on board with the race leader. Actually, no, we have Dad Salhima on the back with Matt. Does he have DRS? He does. Will he go for it into turn 1? Not quite, but he's right in the back of the V card now. See if he can stick with him. A few laps worse off with the tyres, but Billy, that is completely correct. You are very right there. I would be clowning the hell out of you. I'll be spectating you all the way if you kept on spinning like that. But the game's the game. The game's the game. Just don't spin. Just don't spin. So you do see a Red Bull round again. I think that could be... I think that is Palex, actually. Obviously the Red Bull of Palex struggling in this race. There's not really many battles happening. Gavrin up in P9. He'll be chuffed for that. Only with 3 seconds to this. It's completely for position. We've got 3 laps to go. Gav running nicely in P9. Obviously the emergency reserve starting P20 as well. So Avalova is right in the back of them now. Championship leader having a pretty disappointing afternoon by his standards. I think he's finished. I see a lap car off at the back. Let's just see McLaren off as well. As Albanova does get up in the P9. It's the close battle we have, really. Gav dropping back to P10, but he's got a 10-second cushion to go with 3 laps to go, so looks like Gav's going to hold out for a top 10 finish in Tier 2. Very impressive drive, obviously starting from the very back of the grid, down to P20. You see Matt overtaking Palex, who I think has had another incident. That's he was right in the back of the Red Bull. Is going to get the move done with the DRS. Palex going to go for it, no he's not. That's like he moves up into P13. Obviously Palex with a few time penalties as well. So I think that's Elliott off again. Oh, 2 or 3 laps to go now. Looks like this is basically the order. As we do have Albon actually making inroads on a McLaren of Frosty, making up a few places at the end. So he runs a little bit wide, compromising his exit a little bit. Gav does get the DRS behind as well, so he's sticking with these guys. Let's see if Albon can get the move done on the McLaren. He goes for the inside. It's a very late move, and I don't think he was warranted any space there with how late that move was. Looks like it was a last minute jolt to the inside to try and put the McLaren off. Mitchell is indeed keeping that gap at about 1.5 seconds, so do not count him out this race. As his tyres are going to be way better than the Saubers by now. He's right in the back of the McLaren. Getting very close. Oh, he's going to go for moving to turn 9. This is going to be very close. A lot of contact as he pushes the McLaren wide. That is... I'm not sure about that one. Is Gav going to look down the inside on Frosty? Can Gav move up in a P9 in this race? It's side by side. Also, there's a bit of contact. And McLaren does go to the inside line. Gav round the outside into turn 13, a massive snap. He gets the move done. What a move from Gav. And he gets some DRS. Let's have a look. He doesn't quite get it. As we're going to look back towards the battle for the lead, which could spice up towards the end of this. Looks like the Sauber's just getting some DRS on some lap cars. As Elliott gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. We see a few moves happening. Looks like Albon Lover and Marsh are getting close. As Frosty and Gav are still getting close on the track. Can Frosty get a move done into turn number 7 and 8? Side by side, but he just backs out. Gav keeps the place. Blondie for a few drivers, it was a one-stop. The likes of Mitchell boxed her. Ooh, it's just a lap car. So I think Mitchell boxed around lap 16, 17 to get off the mediums onto the hards. So one stop is possible, I would say. But a few drivers opting for the 2-stop. For example, Dom in P3 and Ski in P4, they opted for a 2-stop and they ended up 30 seconds off the leaders. So the 1-stop is definitely quicker if you can pull it off. As we look towards this battle for P9, can Gav keep it going on the final lap? Looks like he just stays ahead. Going at turn 1 and 2. Can the McLaren get the better exit? Come on, Ski can do that. Ski's run a pretty nice race. I think he'll take P4, to be honest. This grid is getting quicker and quicker by the weeks. Obviously the Sauber on debut with his unbelievable pace. It's a race leader. It looks like Gav is going to keep this place. Can Albon Lover get a very late move done? As we have a couple of drivers off, I think it's Dastel Humer and Palix have got caught up in an incident. Coming back towards the race leaders. As what a drive it has been from the Sauber. P19 to P1, you could call it last to first. Musty Flick does win Spanish Grand Prix in Tier 2. Mitchell just misses out by about 6/10. Solid drive from the Sauber. I mean, perfect drive, I must say. No, you can't get better than that. 18 positions gained in that race. As we see Dom on debut as the reserve, comes around the final corner to claim his podium. Solid drive from both Mercs, as they do claim P2 and P3 in this race. Ski finishes in P4. We've got the Sauber of Chesney. I know he's a goalkeeper. This reserve finishes P5, so for some lovely points for the struggling Sauber team. Both reserves delivering a lot of points there. Always Albon Lover gets the move done on Marsh, but I think his penalty is just going to drop him back behind. So a lot of fight back from the Williams of Albon Lover, but looks like he's going to finish P8 in this race. Jonathan, his first full-time race for the Red Bull, finished P6. If you have F1 Gav cross the line for P9, you'll be chuffed. As Frosty comes home in P10, so that is the race done. That was a great race to watch, actually. going to have a look at the final results before we call it a night for Tier 2. Obviously, Tier 1 following up in about half an hour's time. So there are your top 20. Everyone finished the race, which is good to see. Everyone up to P11 got lapped, which is just shows the unreal pace of the Sauber. Obviously starting P19, picking up the fastest lap and the win. Mitchell couldn't quite convert pole, but I think he'll be happy with that result, as that has been Tier 2. Absolute pleasure once again. We'll be back next week for round number 4 of Tier 2. So thanks for everyone for watching. It's been a very successful stream, and I'll see you all next week.